all'università, io sono stato esperienze, ho fatto diversi test, non so, qualche anno fa, poi studiare in America, seguire perché a parte io alla fine c'è l'applicazione
poi scelti di dipartimento di interesse i due fanno seguire hai capire che poi ti fa un piccolo lei domanda per la batteria che non si frega niente tempo alla fine la disponibilità di tempo, l'approccio che sceglie non parla più di cooperare quando prima ho detto io ho visto la vita poi magari non c'è esperienza che si abbiamo avuto diversi casi anche nel nel senso dipende tutto da tempo, da necessità contingente. Quindi da prendere questa canzone di contatto anche arrabbiare e scrivere perché la cosa cambia che perdiamo.
da subito un caso benissimo. Poi c'è
We're starting the conference. Welcome.
Questo was about 250 tickets for our conference, and that is a very big deal for us in the UK. Yeah, and we also have a careers event, and we're about to launch a website called Space Careers UK. So this is going to have all the space jobs and PhDs that are available in the UK, so students can just go on the website and really just see what's available for them within the UK. Because that's really something that's not really out there. If you Google space jobs in the UK, I think we are like the second link on Google, and we hardly have any information there for you. So you can tell that space jobs is a really hard place to really get information on in the UK. I don't know how we say it, but if it is like that here, hopefully we can work together and we can join forces and get space careers in Europe. You never know how it works out. We also do outreach, so that's going into schools and also going into big events and teaching little kids, so you know the little cute ones. So when they see a rocket, their eyes just light up. Like I built a rocket, it's not even that big, it's just like and it has tube fins. So I don't have standard actual passive fins, I have these tube fins. And they love that because it's not typical, and they really like to see the engagement and how rockets work. We also have a bunch of meteorite shards that they can see as well. So it's really good and really rewarding. Again, the young people aware of space right at the beginning. We also have grant funding now. So as I told you, we consist of many societies within the UK. So if a branch in a university wants to do, for instance, a recent University of Bristol, they wanted to do a high altitude balloon, so we funded them for that. And in return, all they have to do is give us a report and a bunch of pictures, so we can put on our website and show off that we do these kind of amazing things, even though it's not us. We just take credit for their project. So it's quite an easy way to get publicized in a great forum of the UK. So when it comes to rocketry, I told you that's personally my side. So that's a picture of roughly a lot of the branches we have. They're mainly based around the south and the Midlands, but we have a few up in Scotland. Generally we aim to be a centralised place, so students can come to us and they have all the information they need for rocketry, because again, we don't really do rocketry in the UK as well as you guys do in Europe. I have to admit, I'm very impressed by the European teams that have come so far, and I've been talking to all of them today. So that's what we're trying to really kickstart in the UK. So we're trying to be a place where any students in the UK, if they want to do rocketry, they come to us and we can inform them, show them how to do it, where you can do it, and the best ways to do it. And also we want to connect them to the wider rocketry community. So the UK does have a rocket community of actual non-hobbyists, and they are under the United Kingdom Rocket Association. And so they have, that's just normal people who like rocketry, and they have like a wealth and plethora of knowledge that they can share with us. A lot of them have done really high-powered models, even flights to about 20,000 feet, and we have various events, international rocketry, and also we have the big range in Scotland, and the ceiling height for one of them I think is 25 kilometers. So we have guys in the UK who are doing rocketry on a big scale, and who are more than happy and willing to tell students and help students out, but they just don't have that connection. So we're trying to be that intermediate so they can really connect, and we can provide an easier forum for students to launch on big rockets. We are also funding branches again. So this, as you know, this can be very expensive, especially if you're starting out. So in our first university project, I think 2-3 years ago, we had no money. I think I had to pay for half the rocket myself. So it's one of those issues that funding really is a big thing, even if it's just a small J-class motor. Well, I'll say J-class, that's not really small in the UK. Well, if it's just a J-class motor, that costs us all over about £200 to build the whole rocket and get the reload. So for a student, I don't know how rich you guys are, but I'm definitely not doing that well as a student when it comes to my financial situation. So I try to save pennies here, but rocketry is something very close to my heart. So I will spend the £200 and eat porridge for every meal for the next few months just to do that. So so it's quite nice we have that possibility now within our organisation. Oh, quite easy. Oh, I've been in the wrong place all this time. So we all need, I forgot to mention mentioned, I was project officer, so I was actually on the full committee. I'm now a lower level member because I have more work to do. So as project officer, I had to kind of make up different schemes and ways for our students to really get involved in projects. So a lot of people, they want to do something but they don't know how to start. And so I had to make sure they had all the resources they needed. If they ever wanted to start a random project, not just rocketry, they had to be able to find out information. So that was my point of call. And one of the initiatives I did was I started workshops. So I'd go to a university in England and a bunch of other university students from around me would come to this one university, and I'd spend the whole day just teaching them about rockets. And then they'd go off and do their own rocketry workshops and projects in their universities. And that kind of escalated, and they were like, we now have this knowledge, what do we do with it? So that brought on the NRC, which is the National Rocketry Championships. So that's a competition we run nationally, and well, I run it. Not that well, but I run it. You just provide them a gateway. It's a very simple challenge. You just give them an initial place to start for their rocketry needs. So they start very small and very basic, and then hopefully they work their way up once they've got used to the concepts and also the general places they can source information and also source materials. It provides students with hands-on experience. A lot of people in the UK, they don't have hands-on experience. They're very theoretical. They've never held a drill in their life. And so when it comes to actually getting a job, and they're like, you know, I need to build this, they kind of look at you like, what? And so we're trying to give them that kind of hands-on experience so they know what a milling machine looks like and what it looks like and how to really operate them. I think that's quite good on that. So we started in 2014 with NRC. So this was the brief. They had to reach exactly 1 kilometer. So for every, I think 20 meters, I think it was like every meter away they were from it, they were penalized points. So they had to be like sat by 1 kilometer. So they had to design their rocket precisely to that constriction. They also had to carry a payload of technical or scientific value, and pretty much that. So we had 2 teams. I think we had 6 teams that entered. 2 teams actually made it to the final stage where they launched. So some teams again had trouble with funding. Some teams got a bit lost along the way with what they were doing. So the team that won in the end was Team Awesome. So I guess they earned that name, and they were from Strathclyde which is in Scotland. They did pretty well. I think they got to 989 meters, so that was a pretty slap one. They had quite a nice deployment system, so their parachute deployed from the side of the rocket. So a door actually opened up, and the screen-loaded door opened up and deployed the parachute, and no one thought this would work, and the fact it did was pretty impressive. So that's the kind of things we want people to be doing, applying their novel concepts to smaller scales, and then you can scale it up and do quite cool things. So this year, the competition has come to an end now, but the improvements we found on 2014 is some students thought it was a bit technically challenging, especially with the payload part, because obviously a lot of people don't have electronic experience or the experience to really build a payload of significant value. So we simplified it now, and also some people were a bit confused with the classifications, because in the UK you can't launch any motor straight away. You have certifications, so you can't just go to the shop and buy an I-class motor straight away in the UK. You have to prove you're worthy, per se, to then buy one. You have different certifications, and some students were a bit mixed up with how you can get that working. So again, we had a similar brief, so this time it was maximum altitude, but they were restricted to motors. So they had to use the Cesaroni 2-grain 29mm motors of G Impulse. So not very big, they're still classed as mid-power, not high-power rocketry. So I think there's only about 5 motors they could really choose from anyway. So this was kind of choosing your best motor and choosing and optimizing your design. So this is more looking into how to optimize your design and design the rocket for performance purposes. They still had to carry a payload, but it didn't have to be as technical as the last year. So this competition went down a lot better. So I think we had 13 teams enter this time, and then we have 4 in the final stage. One team has already launched, and we're waiting for the other 3 to launch in the beginning of November. And then we're going to launch, we're going to let them all, we're going to announce the winners and then let them all know about the 2016 competition. So this is kind of what we expect from our team to enter. They have to do 3 reports. They have to do 2 reports. They have to do a design and build report, and they also have to do a launch report. This is to make sure they are operating in a very safe zone, because we have very strict guidelines in the UK when it comes to rocketry. So it's to ensure they're operating at specific guidelines, and also that they have something that they can also look back on and appreciate as they've done their rocketry project. So we have them doing their open rocket simulations and getting their graphs. They actually did active parachute tests and tried to measure their final terminal velocity based on their rocket mass. And you can see this is Bristol. They launched, I think, 2 weeks ago, and we're hoping for the other teams to launch soon as well. So now the future of the NRC. So this year we've been awarded £2,200 from the Royal Aeronautical Society. So that really covers giving our members more funding. So I think this year we offered to fund them for £100. I think that's 130 something euros. So this year we're offering £200 each, so that's like 250 euros. So that's all you pretty much need to build a rocket of this size. So ideally that will fund the whole project for them. So none of the money, so they don't have to use any of their money. And that means that anyone can enter. They don't have to be worried about money, just the time and dedication that they need now. We're also going to offer a prize. So whoever wins will then get a prize. We haven't decided what it's going to be yet. We'd like it to be something that would further their rocketry aims. So it'd be nice to buy them a commercial hybrid, so they can move on to hybrids, or to fund them to buy like a nice carbon-free body tube, so then they can build a nice carbon full body rocket, something along those lines. And we also have money to an expanded rocketry workshop. So in the last 2 to 3 years, I've been doing the workshop. So I've been going to the universities, I've been doing it all myself with my own materials and teaching everyone by myself for the full day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and also make a 2-day event and make it something similar to this and bring people from industry, academia in to give talks about rocketry and also teaching people about rocketry. So there's a scope for people who know about rocketry, who don't know about rocketry, and also a scope for the public who are interested in rocketry but have never really had the opportunity to to talk to anyone about rocketry. We are very spread on far apart as rocket scientists. I've been trying to find you guys for a very long time, and I'm quite glad I'm here to see my fellow peers. So this is what rocket scientists look like. We're also hopefully going to collaborate with the UK Rock, which is another competition in the UK. This is for kids slightly younger than university, high school. And so they have to use, I think they use model rockets, and they have to get them launch an egg and bring it back safely. So hopefully we're going to collaborate with them and ADS and the Royal Aeronautical Society. We also do the Farnborough Air Show, and hopefully we can collaborate and make a bigger forum for students competitions in the UK. And also the students that do the high school competition can then move on once they go to university and do the university competition. And so their passion for rocketry doesn't have to die once they go into university. And also, hopefully we're going to move on to higher classifications. So a lot of teams that have done the project already complain that they now want to do something bigger, and they want a means to do something bigger. So hopefully we're going to add a subsection to the competition. So right now, Strathclyde I come from Imperial College London, and Rob is from Strathclyde University. And because of us, we have a slight competition between our 2 universities. So anytime Imperial does an amazing project, they tend to copy us, which is a bit annoying, but obviously they have to start somewhere. He's probably shouting at me right now. And I think that's the real spirit of what we're trying to do here, kind of get everyone kind of, not jealous, but trying to really stimulate competition. Because if someone does something like everyone saw Dare's launch, I'm pretty sure everyone is pretty fired up to try and beat Dare in the next few years. We can't let them we can't let them break their own record to keep another record of their own for that long. So hopefully one of these teams will beat Dare soon, And then once UK catches up, slowly, we'll beat you on one day. And it'll just keep going on like that until we reach space, pretty much, yeah. Until someone doesn't come back. So this is what we're trying to really stimulate in the UK at the moment in time. So this is what I said for the expanding rocketry workshop. So this is me teaching one of the other workshops. I think this was in 2013. This is Adam Baker. He's an amazing lecturer from Kingston University. He does a lot to do with rocketry as well, so he helps with one of the sessions. The next one's planned to be in February, and we're going to hopefully invite a bunch of people from industry and academia. So if anyone is interested, please inquire to me or to Rob. We'd love to hear your input, or if you'd like to come along, we'd love to have that kind of opportunity with you guys. So what our branches are doing currently. So like I said, I'm at Imperial College. So we have recently, well not recently, we have been aiming to build a hybrid. It's just very small kind of test of concepts, basically can we build it. One of the main reasons our ISP/Trust is limited is because there are no real test rigs in the UK to really test it on, but say that it's that open. So we are going to Kingston University, who have one, and so their test rig is kind of limited to a certain size motor. So that is why I choose my impulse, and also because it's just a test of concept, so we don't really mind as long as the lane's shooting out the back end. I'd be pretty happy. We've done all the engine designs and the calculations. We have a nice CAD model, and we are ready to manufacture. Because I do aerospace and I do aeronautical engineering, so all the things I know about rocketry I had to learn through like a book or Google. So I don't do any rocketry in my course. I'm kind of a cowboy when it comes to rocketry. I have to admit there probably are some gaps in my theoretical knowledge I should fit in. But when it came to doing this hybrid, reading these books and trying to wrestle these equations, especially the empirical constants you have in the regression rate formula, are the most annoying things in the world, because you have to find these numbers to do an initial estimation, and you're like, I don't have empirical data because I've not done this yet. And so you're going back and forth, you just have to kind of pick on it. Well, not thin air, we have to go, and the guy I showed before, Adam Baker, he's done a few hybrids before, he managed to give us some of his empirical data, so then we could use some of that data to find out empirical constants. But as you can see, it's been quite an endeavor, and the people who are involved in the project have really enjoyed it, and we are even more invested in it, and we really want it to succeed. Yeah, we are commencing manufacturing, and hopefully we can do our test firing in early 2016, and we have another subgroup in my society who are working on a rocket. So Imperial College set branches split up into, I think, 4 different teams. We have high-altitude ballooning, engine design project, high-power rocketry, and model rocketry. So engine design are the ones doing the engine and the rocket. Then high-power rocketry are doing a whole other rocket, which is mainly to improve our construction techniques and also to improve our subsystems for this year. So, like I said before, now we've done that for about a year. Strathclyde have now amazingly decided to build a hybrid engine as well. So they are just starting doing a project. They have some funding. I think they've got about £1,000. They have more than £1,000 from the university to do something with rockets. So in that respect, they're quite lucky. And they are currently negotiating for facilities within their university so they can start their project. So where we'd like rocketry in the UK to be in 5 years. So we'd like to have multiple student-led projects. So examples like Imperial and Strathclyde, we'd like to have that in multiple settings of universities. We'd like entries to a European competition, which is why another reason why we're all here, to see if this is possible. Common facilities across the UK, so different teams can go and test. So if you have a hybrid or you have a solid or you have a liquid you want to test, you can go to this common facility, test it. Or if you have like a common workshop, you can all go there to. If you get a sponsorship from a company, any team in the UK can then get like a nozzle graphite nozzle CNC, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we're aiming towards. Interaction between rocketry groups. So this is really the first time I've had any interaction with any rocketry groups that are outside of Imperial. So it's really cool to see how teams do things, how your fin and constructions are different from ours, and how we can still all your designs and make that. So it's pretty much what I'm here for. And it basically was increased the general awareness of rocketry in the UK. Because again, no one really knows about rocketry. I've had to carry a 2-meter long bright yellow rocket on the underground. So if any of you have been to London, if you've ever been to London Underground, it's like the metro here, but like a lot more packed. And I had to carry like a 2-meter rocket, and everyone just kind of looks at you like, what's going on here? And the fact that bright yellow, I think, helps, because they might think I'm doing something sinister if I wasn't as obvious as I am. Because I travel the UK a lot with my rockets, just for fun. It's quite nice. It'd be quite nice for people to know, oh, that's a rocket, and it's not like something really weird. And the biggest question I get is, does it fly? And I'm like, yes, why would I have a rocket that doesn't fly? I like to be able to know that these fly, and it's possible to do this in the UK, and relatively easily if you're willing to do it. So thank you for letting me talk here. I hope I haven't bored you too much. And come talk to us if you have any inquiries, and just come talk to us to have a conversation. We'd love to meet you guys and just get to know each and every one of you. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was a great presentation, especially the coordination tasks are really wanted if we want to set up this European competition. In any case, the first time Skyward ever attended was in 2012, the International Astronomical Congress in Herculaneum near Naples. Well, the first institution that talked about us was EASM. So today, we have one of our first supporters, Matteo Marmelli, Regional Coordinator for Europe in SGAC.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you all. So, first of all, I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And on behalf of our Executive Director, Minura Nazapapati, she couldn't be here because we have just come back from 3 intensive weeks in Jerusalem for the Space Generation Congress and the International Astronomical Congress, so she has a lot of work to catch up. But I'm here and I'm very happy because this was my university until a few years ago. So I would like just to start asking you, how many of you know about SGAC? Well, I hope after today, all of you will know about SGAC, and how many of you are members of SGAC? That's only 2, okay. And I hope that after today, this number will increase. So, first of all, SGAC, or Space Generation Advisory Council. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So, I will talk briefly about SGAC and its origin, what we do, actually our product. Okay. Our current project and the views, and then I will explain you how to get involved and so how to become member of SGAC, and hope many of you will become member after today. Okay, so from this point it works. Okay. So first of all, some fact. I will explain a bit about our purpose, numbers, and also a bit of history, which is good. So SGAC is a non-profit organization that represents young professionals and students between 18 years old and 25 years old. And we represent these young people at the United Nations, to the national agency, in the industry, and in the academia. It was founded back in the 1999. It was founded with the, it was one of the products of the Unispace 3 conference. I will speak a bit later about this big conference that happened in Vienna in 1999. SGAC is a permanent observer at the United Nations Committee for the Peaceful Use of Outer Space since 2001, and also a member of the ECOSOC, so the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. The headquarters is in Vienna. with the ESPI, the European Space Policy Institute, and we have a base of more than 4,000 active members, and they are spread over 100 countries. So it was conceived with the Unispace 3, the third United Nations Conference on the exploration and peaceful use of outer space. Sorry, I have to read it. At the beginning, there were 160 students and young professionals that they got together, and they produced some recommendations that were included in the Vienna Declaration. So to create within the framework of the Committee of the Peaceful Use of Outer Space a consultative mechanism to facilitate the continued participation of young people from all over the world, especially young people from developing countries and young women, in cooperative space-related activities. So the focus of SJC is mainly young people and space policy. The purpose is, again, to create a global base of university students and young professionals that have a passion to create a change, to be proactive. We want to connect these people, each other, and to the professional, to the top professional, and the organization of the space sector. So on universities, but also space agency and the industry. And we want to give these people a voice that can influence actually the space policy that is going to be created by the current space leaders. Because the young generation, you will be the future space leader. So this is basically our structure. We have an executive council. I'm a member of the executive council as regional coordinator for the European region. And we, together with other 11 people, a representative from all the 6 UN region, we elect the co-chair, and we coordinate the national point of contact in our region, and the national point of contact coordinate everything that happens in the country, so the, basically the network of SJC. We are all volunteers, so we have just one paid staff, the executive director, as I said, Milano. She coordinates everything from the Vienna office, and the rest of us, we are just volunteers. So I will discuss a little bit about our products, really in short, because we have a lot of products. So we organize 2 big conferences. The Space Generation Congress, that is always in conjunction with the International Astronautical Congress, organized by the International Astronautical Federation, sorry for the acronyms. We have another big event organized in Colorado Springs in conjunction with the National Space Symposium, which is the Space Generation Fusion Forum. And now we have started a series of regional workshops. So we have started with the Asia Pacific. We have now organized 2 regional workshops in South America. And in February, we will have our first regional workshop in Europe. We will organize in Budapest, Hungary. And you're all welcome to participate if you want. There are more information on the SJC website. We have projects that goes that are year-round projects. I will explain a bit more about this project in the next slides. We create policy suggestions, so we report to the UN COPWAS on February and July about our funding, our funding and what we do, our activities. And we have position papers. Last year we published a position paper on the ESA evolution in 2025. You can also read it on our website. We have scholarships. At the last Space Generation Congress in Jerusalem, we had 120 participants and we had 44 scholarships. So 1/3 of the attendants of the workshop were funded by either Space Generation Congress, the Space Generation Advisory Council directly, or our sponsors. through competitions and so on. So I really advise you to look at our website, keep you informed, because starting from around February next year, we will issue a lot of news about future scholarship for the next Congress that will be held in Guadalajara, in Mexico, in around September, October 2016. We have also some special projects and other events. So we were part of the Satellite 2015. We organized a reception and some workshop at this conference. We organized the Young Professional in Europe workshop that was organized at the ESTEC in the Netherlands. We are organizing the SGC European Student Workshop, and I will talk more about it in the next slides. Our volunteers participate at the European Space Expo. That was, I think, one in was in Milano a few weeks ago. One of our members was there working with the teams, and we have just started a new format, the SGX, so kind of TEDx, but organized with our network of people. And you will hear more about in the coming months. It's still in the phase A of this format, but we will start in Europe with Portugal, and then we will go also in other countries. So the Space Generation Congress is held annually in conjunction, as I said, with the International Theoretical Congress. We have roughly 130, 120. Next year we are aiming to 140 students and young professionals, so delegates that will come together, they will network, they will discuss, and they will work to some projects, and they will have also the opportunities to talk with top space leaders. So here you can see, I think, Charles Walden, the NASA administrator. Here, Jan Ferner, that was whole photo when he was head of DLR, now he's head of the European Space Agency. So you have really the chance to talk to them face to face and ask them questions, and they will really answer without any filter. So the delegates at the Space Generation Congress, they come, they discuss about the most relevant topic in the space sector. So this year we had 5 topics: pioneering space, the space internet, policy challenge related to nanosatellite, the role of the Earth observation in climate change monitoring, and how to support entrepreneurial activities in the space sector. We get together for 3 days, we discuss, we come up with some recommendations, and these recommendations will be presented in February 2016 at the UN COPOS. And I really assure you that the people at the UN COPOS, so representatives of the countries and the other observer organizations, they are really interested in listening what we, the space generation, the future space leader, have to say about these space topics. So as I said, the next Space Generation Congress will be organized in Guadalajara, in Mexico, September, October 2016, I have to check. And we want to have 140 people. So I know that it will be really difficult from Europe to fly to Guadalajara, but we are really working to bring to you more scholarship, especially from Europe. And for example, for the Italian students, we talked to the Italian Space Agency last year, and we convinced them to organize a scholarship for 7 people to attend the Space Generation Congress and the International Theoretical Congress in Jerusalem. Unfortunately, we didn't get so many people, so only 5 students were allowed to come to the Congress, and I think one of them is there, Aureliano. Yeah. From different backgrounds, and 2 from Politecnico in Milano, so I'm very happy for that. But next year we would like really to have the 7 people, because the Italian Space Agency has put a lot of money on the plate, and it would be really great if you Italian students, if you have a paper, if you wanted to present something at the Congress, please apply, because it's a unique opportunity to network, to talk to really interesting people, to get also new ideas about what you will do in the future. And then the Space Generation, the European Student Workshop. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So, well, this slide is wrong. It's 2015. Sorry. So on December 12, 2015, we are organizing a workshop in Padua in conjunction with the first symposium on space educational activities. And this workshop will be on December 12th, so on Saturday. So I hope you can join, even if it's a Saturday. And it's organized with the support of the European Space Agency, Italian Space Agency, and the University of Padua. And we will have the young professionals from the SGC network coming and acting as mentors and moderators for the students. We'll have only 50 participants, unfortunately, and the deadline is to submit your application. It's a competitive application, so your application must be good. It's on November 25. What we will discuss, we will have 3 working groups. So how to move from university to a startup, how university can help acquisition of hands-on experience, and this is what Skyward is doing. What space agency can do for supporting student activities. We will have also a presentation from the ESA HR. So they will explain you more about YGT opportunities and other way on how you can work at the European Space Agency, possibly. We will have a presentation from Student Association, and we have invited the Skywards, we have invited the SASA, Sapienza Aerospace Student Association. We would like also to invite the UK sets if they want to come to Padua to talk more about the UK sets and their activities. And of course, Poland and Vienna, and you're all welcome to come and to present your association to our delegates. It will be, actually will be very interesting and also very funny. And we will have also a presentation about the tools provided by the European Commission for creating actually a startup. So people from the ESA Technology Transfer Office will come and will talk to you, and it's really a great opportunity to talk to them and know more about what is happening with the startups, business incubation center, etc. So moving on, yes, and we will have our third Christmas dinner. We had the first one in Amsterdam, then we moved to Brussels. Last year was in Cologne. So this year will be in Padua. It's really great and interesting, and I assure you will be more than welcome to join us. Current project and endeavors. So we have some projects going on all over the year. So not only at this when there are these conferences and congresses. I didn't want to put the slides for each one, but you can see here the Neo Earth object project group. They are a very interesting project group. They organize the Find an Asteroid competition. They use data from the International Astronautical Union, a software, and you can actually find new asteroids. And they found 5 new asteroids, and the teams that work at this campaign, they had actually the opportunity to name the asteroid. We have the Space Safety and Sustainability project group. I'm also co-lead of this group. So space debris, and also Aureliano over there is one of the members. So space debris and everything connected to on-orbit servicing, etc. This is the topic of the group. We have, of course, we do some policy paper, but we have also some technical papers that we have presented at the International Astronautical Congress. The commercial space law project, WGNS, space system for disaster management, and the small satellite project group. This small satellite project group, together with the space law and the commercial space, they issued survey on small satellite. And this survey was together with the Swiss space system, S3. So if you're working with CubeSat, talking to you, Vienna, we are looking to have a really more global understanding of the CubeSat, especially CubeSat world. So how much money did you spend in that? How many subsystems were produced in-house? How many were pods, etc. So I can give you the address so you can have this survey. And voices in policy, finally. So SJC is working support with the United Nations Action Team, especially for the Action Team 14 on near Earth object. We produce policy paper and advice, and we inform the UN Copos, so the United Nations, on our activities and our ideas, and they really want to listen our ideas because they are looking for fresh ideas and people that are not biased by some political limits. How to get involved, finally. So, in order, why you should become a member? Because you can, well, access to scholarships. This is quite important for students. You can build some leadership skills, because if you organize a congress, if you manage a working group with other, with your peers, you really develop some leadership skills that are very important when you then will get into the job market. And we will connect you with current and future international space leaders. So not only Charles Bolden from NASA, but also some of your peers that maybe in 20 years will be head of a space agency or CEO in on a very important startup that then developed to become a big space company. So that's why networking is also very, very important. How to become a member? Well, you just go on the website, SJC website. You register. You can remain informed by simply subscribing to the SJC talk list. You can also look if there are some open positions, like if there are national point of contact position available in your country. For example, Poland, we have one position of national point of contact. If you want to apply and become national point of contact for your country, you can do it. And of course, exactly, you can apply for this position and yeah, take the lead. So this is our website, and we are also Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram, but I don't have the others for Instagram. So thank you, and if you have any question, I will be here now, a bit later, and this evening at the workshop. Yeah. Unfortunately tomorrow, sorry, I have to go to Rome for Space Up Rome. So if you're coming to Space Up Rome, if you want to come to Space Up Rome, if you want to know more about Space Up Rome, just come to me today and I can give you more information. Thank you.
Also I forgot before to ask for questions to UK sets. I'm sorry, guys. So if some of you have questions for Matteo or for UK guys, raise your hand. Okay. Yeah.
Just for UK guys, the question: how many people took part in the competition last time? How many rockets maybe were launched during the last competition?
So you mean the one run this year or the one the year before? But in the first year we only had 6 people. So basically you have to enter an initial report, so a design report, and you have to enter a launch report once you launch. We had 6 teams in the first year submit design reports, so they design the rocket, and then we only had 2 launch. This year we had 13 teams submit design reports. Then we have 1 that has currently launched, and we have another 4 more that are waiting to launch. So there's still a decent dropout rate because I think of funding and also mentors. So what I did mention is we're going to also have mentors from the UKRA, which is the UK Rocket Association. So they will actively pick up one team, and any information the team needs, they can directly email or have a scat conversation with that mentor who can then teach them everything they need to know. And then, because we're handling the funding side of it, it should make building the rocket a lot easier compared to 2 previous years.
Some other interests or questions? I was saying before that we, as in Skyward, we are participating to the event in Padua, also in Space After All. So if someone will want to join us, he's welcome. So, if there are not any more questions, I think we deserve to eat, because I have to say I'm quite hungry. So, if I'm correct, now we have lunch break, 2 hours of lunch break, so then we meet in 2 hours. What time is it now? Okay, so 2:20 p.m. we can restart the conference. So have a satisfying lunch and see you later. I forgot, the people with badges, we have lunch area over there, so you can join us, sorry.
Cosa importante.
Allora, anche a Spagna, più studiare l'aerodinamica, diciamo, parto da zero. Sì, poi 8 settimane.
Sì, ma ci sono ragazzi che abbastanza normale.
Ho sentito prima che erano lì a lavorare,
no, lì l'unica cosa è che si può fare un po' il gruppo può essere quello che vuoi, per esempio può essere struttura, propulsione e anche aerodinamica. L'unica cosa che chiediamo è che ci metta la sua disponibilità, cioè una volta che qualcuno entra noi dobbiamo poter contare su di lui, ovviamente c'è un periodo di prova per entrambi, cioè per capire se veramente quello che sogni e pensare che fosse oppure se è stato giustamente magari quello che L'altra cosa è... Dopo sì, dopo sì la vedi l'anima, ma prima c'è il fatto di sì, concediamo un po' di tempo. E poi dopo l'altra cosa è che problemi ne affrontiamo praticamente ogni noi, vanno risolti, non aggirati. Quindi se c'è un problema da un lato mentalmente
sì, va bene,
deve rimanere completo, dall'altro non deve nascondere da altri membri qualcosa sotto bosco, robe strane. Quando c'è questo rispetto, diciamo, dei lavoratori e c'è voglia di darsi a fare, per me va più bene. Le conoscenze le costruiamo. Noi stessi non abbiamo le conoscenze che avremo quando qualcuno lavorerà. Quindi siamo in continuo apprendimento e se uno voglia imparare non sono io che gli voglio no, assolutamente. Nel tuo caso aerodinamica